Hey guys, I just wanted to make a video about kind of why I created this page for y'all. So, when we first moved to Spain, there wasn't a lot of information out there about kind of the specialized sort of niche benefits that are available to retirees, or at least there wasn't a kind of organized format in which you could find this kind of information. So I know when we moved to Spain, I was really digging for this information. And so as I discovered this information, I really wanted to make sure to share it out to people because when people think about moving to Spain, they think about moving to Rota, obviously, because of the base down there. But, there is much more in Spain in terms of what is available to you, in terms of options to live if you want to live near a base and have some services for retirees that are nearby. So a lot of people don't consider or know that Madrid is an option because of the U.S. Embassy there. So there is actually a connection between the base in Rota and the embassy because we do have a defense attaché office in Madrid. So there is definitely the military connection. So there's also a Morón Air Force or Morón base, excuse me, and then Torrejón. So Torrejón actually has a few things also that are available for retirees and veterans, depending. So one thing that I have found is I've talked to a lot of you individually. A lot of people send me messages and emails saying, hey, can I talk to you, since you've done this, like, let me get some information. I have some questions. And, I definitely don't mind helping people out because, like I said, the whole basis of this page and the whole foundation of it has been to share information and push out there what we didn't know when we started this process. So what I kind of thought and what people have encouraged me to do is to sort of put some of this stuff into videos so that the information, I don't have to, have an individual phone call with everybody. I do try to put the information out on the Facebook page, but, sometimes talking to a person, being able to have that dialogue is really helpful too. So I don't know. I thought that I would do a few videos, and see if they stick, see if they're helpful to you guys, and see if it's a way to, share information in a format that's helpful to you. So one thing that I'm looking for is if you guys can suggest things that you want to talk about, things that you are curious about. I know that there has been a huge uptick in the amount of Americans that are looking to move to Spain. And, the groups that are focused on Americans moving to Spain are definitely helpful. But like I said, when you're a U.S. military retiree, there are just some, things that are particular to you that aren't going to be people aren't going to know about in some of the general Americans moving to Spain or American expats in Spain kind of groups. So that's why this group is a little more specialized, and that's why the information here is directed specifically at that group. So I guess the other thing that I was going to say is that there's a lot of people too that are located in places like Germany and Italy that are looking to target Spain as their retirement. And it's actually great to try to move from within Europe because you're already here. But a lot of people don't kind of understand that process because it is different. Everything that you're reading about in the American expats in Spain kind of groups are generally, hey, I'm moving from my consulate is Washington, D.C., my consulate is San Francisco. But there's not a lot of talk about like, hey, I'm moving from Germany. So, I guess that's another area of information that I want to make sure gets shared out there is how you do that, because it's not your typical process that most Americans are going through, because obviously they're playing in the United States. If you're already here in Europe, you can absolutely do that. So, let's get the information out there so that people can figure out how to do that without shipping everything back to the United States and trying to do the process from there. Because I've even had people, tell me that they've conversed with attorneys, that they have, consulted with attorneys and with adjusters that tell them they have to move home, that there is no way to do the NLV because they're not resident technically in Germany and yada, yada, yada. It's just flat wrong. So anyway, my hope and goal with this group has always been to spread information and help people make the fantastic move to Spain, because Spain is a really special place and it has been wonderful for our family. And I think it's completely doable. So I think once you get past that intimidation factor and you realize that you can do it, especially if you've already lived abroad and you kind of know what that ball of wax is all about, you can do it. So anyway, suggestions on topics to talk about. I plan to do, things that I've probably written already little blurbs about, but maybe go into more detail and just share the information in a different format. But if you guys have content or things that you want to talk about and hear about, just let me know and I will do my best. I mean, I'm obviously, my kids are probably going to die laughing when they hear that I'm creating content for YouTube, but I think it's another way to get the information out there and to share the information that I have. So hope you're all doing well, and wherever you are in your particular journey in moving to Spain, or if you're already living here. Also, we want to do, probably some networking too. One of my goals too was to help people know who's living around them, who's just like you that might just be around the corner. So let's do some of that. So I hope that some of this will be helpful to you, and looking for you guys' suggestions. Thanks. Have a good afternoon.